I am so beyond excited for this review. I just have to warn you, if you decide to pick this book up, just set aside 2 or 3 days of your life because you will not be able to put it down. Hello readers, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing Martian by John Pahl. Hopefully that's the way that you pronounce his last name. Let's get started as always with a little summary of what the book is about, then we're going to go into the good things about the book, then into the bad things about the book. Then I'm gonna wrap things up with some trigger warnings that I'm trying to do in all of my reviews so that people go into it knowing all of the important stuff. In this phenomenal book, we're following two people, or we're following the perspectives from two people. One of them is a teenage girl called Sophia here on Earth. In the near future, I'm gonna say, but there's a lot of difference, especially on the technology in the world. And the other guy that we are following is also a teenage boy, but he is in Mars, yes. So the guy that we are following on Mars is called Tom, and he's lived there his entire life. So basically, he was with his crew. Obviously, his mom and his dad are part of it, and then a ton of other people that you get to know a little bit in the book. But the important thing is that they have not been rescued from Mars. They were sent there to see if they could colonize, etc., all of that. And the spaceship that was supposed to go and rescue them blows up. The repercussions of that are huge, obviously, on Mars, because they are going to be living there for a really long time. So yes, that gets rough, getting to, especially for Tom, he doesn't know anything about Earth, but he really, really wishes to go there. And we begin the book with him after 16 years of that to have exploded and not being able to rescue them. We begin with him just swearing an oath to go to Earth no matter what the repercussions are. Now, on Earth we have Sophia. She is just like, a regular teenager here on Earth. Now, the important thing about her is that her father is actually the guy that is trying to build another mission so that they can actually go to Mars and rescue the people there. So that's the parts that we're following, okay? And that's what this book is all about. The people in Mars trying to get to Earth, and then there's a war on Earth between, Sophia's father, who wants to send another mission to be able to rescue them, and this other woman that is just basically insane. She's like an activist. Now, we do have to understand that on Earth we already have awful global warming repercussions, and this woman, Sita Stone, is trying to go as an activist for not contaminating because of more missions to space. And also we know that her little boy dies in the explosion of the Ptolemaios, which is the aircraft that was supposed to go to Mars and rescue. And there's a huge political fight as well. We don't really get to see a lot into the root of that and really be on the center of those things, because we are following through this perspective of the teenagers. Now, let's talk about the good stuff about this book. Please. Okay. Now, even though we're following the perspective of the teenagers, it does not feel like this is going to be a YA at all. Like, let me just tell you that, because I know the first thing that you're going to think is like, oh, we're following teenagers, this is a YA. No. This is fantastic. The brilliance in this author writing from their perspective is that we don't know what the motives of the people in control of everything is. So we don't know the motives of Sophia's father from the very beginning. She's been kept out of everything all the time, so we really don't know what really is going on until the very end. We also follow Tom's perspective, which at the beginning I thought it was going to be like, oh, I was not going to like it, but I ended up really, really enjoying the character as well. And honestly, this book has everything that you would want from a sci-fi. It's got action, world building, and the technology, let me tell you, are the best things about this book. The technology is absolutely phenomenal. Every single time that there was something described I just have to reread it and be like, ah! I was fangirling so hard about that. There were times in the book where you are reading from Tom's perspective and you feel like you are on Mars. That's how well described and built it is. I am so fangirling about this, but I love this book so much, and I would recommend everyone to read it if you like sci-fi, if you like Mars, cool tech, mainly nanotechnology, drones, spaceships, every single thing, and the way that this author is really building that up and kind of explaining to you what the heck is going on, but also making it in a way that it makes sense to bring it into the story is fantastic. I love that. This is his first novel. Now let's talk about bad stuff, because there was one thing that I really didn't like, which is the lack of feminism. Not in a way that, oh, there's not a strong woman, because there is Sophia, ends up taking it all, being amazing and being phenomenal. My problem was with the relationship with her and her so-called boyfriend. There was a little part on the book where she feels bad because she didn't do something that her boyfriend wanted her to do, and she felt like she was an awful girlfriend because of it, and that relationship brought a little bit of like red flags and some warnings to me, honestly, and I didn't enjoy that. I didn't like that at all. You know. And also, obviously, we have Sophia and Tom messaging each other from Earth and Mars, because Sophia's father thinks it is a good idea for her to like send him videos and talk to him, so that he can actually have some images of him and put him on like the blipverse, which is basically the cloud and all of the internet in one place, but everyone can access that. Again, pretty cool technology. So yes, they start messaging each other, and that is great, but she does have like a boyfriend, and the relationship there, I was not loving it. Now, trigger warnings. This is an adult book. There's nothing explicit, there's nothing gruesome, there are not sex scenes, all of that is fine. There is a bit of mention of drugs that kind of, I mean, it's important for the book, but if you don't love that, then like, they are treated in a good way, like they're treated as a not nice, don't do it, the way that they're supposed to be treated, you know, so that's a good thing. But there is mention of them. They're not really our time drugs, they are drugs made of nanotechnology. Pretty cool as well. Anyways, it talks a little bit about war as well. It talks, because you know, we are fighting here on Earth, the activists that are doing some pretty fishy, weird things, and we are following also the people that want to launch the mission to save the crew that got stuck on Mars. And there is a little bit of a war, so yes, I think with that you can understand what I'm talking about. There is, again, nothing explicit, nothing gruesome. Every single time that something bad happens, it's done, I think, in a really nice, classy way. And everything is taken apart from the emotional part instead of making it horror or morbid. So everything works really great into building the characters, making them grow as well. Phenomenal. So that is a little bit about the book, a little bit of my opinions and thoughts. I really hope that you pick this one up, because I enjoyed it and I think a ton of people would enjoy it as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you want more reviews and bookish content. Give me a thumbs up, and please let me know in the comments down below, what are you guys thinking about it? Are you going to read it? I would really hope that you do, and that you pick this one up, because I do think that it is worth it. You will really enjoy this. It's filled and it has everything that you would want from a sci-fi, honestly. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!